Yeah, it's the Archivest, y'all. Exclusively interviewing N9ne.
Totally.
And who is the technician N9ne?
The guy sitting right in front of you with the all red Adidas on. You know what I mean? Straight from Kansas City, Missouri. Born and raised Kansas City, Missouri. #1 independent rapper in the world. Sold over 1 million copies. No video, no radio. Riot maker. Yeah, man. He's all 6s and 7s in a state of confusion and disarray. You know what I mean?
And on to the start, KCMO's 57th Street Rogue Dog Villains, co-founder of Strange Music, share about the group and from when Strange Music took off and where it's at now. It's highly impressive to the team that you've built.
Yeah, man. It's me and my homies. We started back in the day. You know, it's just me and the Rogue Dogs. We all went to school together. You know what I mean? And we're all still totally connected. You know, as you know, Big Scoob is one of the artists on Strange Music. You know what I mean? He is the founder of Hogstyle Records that we were doing when we had joints like Let's Get Crunked Up, you know what I mean? And this, that, and the other. We toured. We did a lot of stuff together, man. After Short Nitty went to jail, we all like branched off and started doing our own thing. And I found Strange Music, man. I found Travis O'Gwen. And he was a fan of the music, but a shrewd businessman who had already made his millions doing big things and furniture and stuff like that, man. We linked up. 1999, put out our first album in 2000, and we've been doing it for like 11 years now, man. You know what I'm saying? Last year, we just celebrated 10 years of excellence. You know, no video, no radio, man, just pushing. Everywhere we go, sold out shows, no video, no radio. It has to be something. Quality music, man. Quality music. And we give a damn about the fans.
And on with all the other groups and projects, from 816 Boys to the Strange compilation to Killing America's Beliefs on Societies and Hoods. Who else in the regime, and how did you get initiated into the collective?
The regime?
Yes.
Yuck Mouth, man. When I got my deal with Quincy Jones in '97, QD3 was working on Lunatic Music, if I'm not mistaken, the Loonies album. And I was staying at that house. So when Yuck Mouth and N9ne were over there recording, you know, I would come in the studio and they asked me to rap. Yuck Mouth said, I'm about to start this thing called The Regime. I want you to be a part of it. I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Family. He didn't have to do that. He's just like me. He want the hardest niggas on his team. And that's what we've been doing, man. And I've been dragging gang since day one. Still am. He still sends me music. I still send it back to him. You know what I'm saying? With verses. You know what I'm saying? Because we're always touring. He's always touring somewhere overseas. I'm always touring somewhere in another country. But when we meet in the middle, it's all love all the time.
And from being on the anthem with Sway and Tech, beginning of Strange Music, to all the battles and on the come up, what was the most challenging?
The most challenging, I don't know. I would say, I don't think it was challenging at all, man. I think they're all blessings, man. You know what I'm sizzling? Because everything came natural. Me on the Wake Up Show every Saturday night, you know what I'm sizzling, living out in LA with Sway and King Tech. I think that was a blessing for me to meet them through QD3. Quincy Delight Jones III. They always called me. Like, I'd be at the movies with a chick at the City Walk, Universal Studios, City Walk or whatever, and they'll say, hey, Jay-Z's down here, come on. I had to leave the chick and say, hey, I gotta go. Go down to the Wake Up Show, do my thing. Hey, Helter Skelter's down here, go. Hey, Eminem's down here, let's go. Queer Eye's down here, let's go. You know what I'm saying? It was just everybody. They was on my team, man, and they put me a part of the anthem, the first one and the second one. It's family love, man. Just being there with the right people. Still connected to Sway. We just had dinner in New York. Yeah, we took him to Philippe Chow. And we had a really good talk. You know what I'm saying? We said we about to get Sway down to Kansas City, man. Wonderful days. Much love to Sway and King Tech.
An all-time best artist that you've worked with out of your entire career, as well as who else do you want to work with?
Yeah, all-time favorite. I would have to say Roger Troutman, rest his soul. I'll always say it, you know what I mean? It was a big thing doing Twisted with him, you know what I'm saying, on my Angelic album. Just working with Roger Troutman, I grew up, you know, I had to shovel snow to get his records, you know, as a youngster, you know. And for him to consider me, you know, that was a wonderful thing. We worked, and he came to Kansas City, and we worked on the song. We recorded it. You can find it anywhere. It's on his thing on television, Unsung. You'll see me on it. I had red spikes back then. I look a little different. The people I would like to work with, I worked with a lot of them on my new album. You know what I'm sizzling? Did a real good one with Twista, with Busta Rhymes and Yellow Wolf and 4 other guys. You know what I mean? Wonderful song, man. Called Worldwide Choppers. I worked with b.o.b. on this one and Hobson. A song called Am I a Psycho? It was amazing. I worked with me and Blind Fury on one called So Lonely that was slated for Eminem, but Eminem, he was busy and he had to get it done after a month's time. And my mastering date was like in a couple of weeks. And the only other cat that I thought could hold that slot and do it justice was Blind Fury, because nobody can hold him. The song is called So Lonely, like I'm so lonely at the top, man. Ain't nobody up here to slay me, you know what I'm saying? It's wonderful, man. I got a song on there with the Deftones called If I Could. Wayne and Payne on one called Fuck Food. It just keeps going and going, but the people I would like to work with, I always wanted to get a track with Slipknot. I love Corey's voice, you know what I'm saying? System of a Down, Marsha Ambrosia's A Floetry, you know, Avenged Sevenfold, I love that band, you know what I'm saying? I like real good Janelle Monáe, you know, I love artists, you know. I've been listening to Rick Ross a lot lately. I like Rick Ross a lot, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's just to name a few.
And The Calm Before the Storm, The Worst, Angelic, Celsius, Absolute Power, a monster of a record, Ever Ready the Religion, then Misery Loves Company. Tell us about your breathtaking projects.
They change with my life. I write my life. So none of them are the same. None of them are similar. You know, it changes as my life changes. As I learn more, you hear more. As my life progresses, you'll hear about the progression. You'll hear about me remaining stagnant. You know what I'm saying? You'll hear about me being paranoid of evil coming because of so much love. So much love right now, so I'm paranoid, feeling the tripping coming, you know? You hear a lot as my albums get bigger. They're getting bigger, man, you know what I'm saying? Not just only because I'm getting older, it's like I'm getting younger with it, the older I get. And a lot of people like to say that, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I get younger, but I'm actually old. You see me on that stage, you're like, that dude ain't about to be 40 in November. You know what I'm saying?
And Killer. And as well as N9ne being renowned as the #1 independent artist selling over 1 million copies and co-founder of Strange Music, what's next for you to begin on this scale? As well as featuring Brother Jay of X-Clan, Shauna, Paul Wall, and Scarface.
You're speaking about Killer. I think since Killer, it's gotten even bigger, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, with all 6s and 7s, I don't think that these albums are big because of the big features. I think they're big because the style is humongous, even more humongous than it was last album, and the beats are enormous. Same thing for real, you know what I'm saying? Gigantic, enormous. You know what I mean? Killer was a big thing because I got to work with my idols, you know, Brother Jay, Ice Cube, Scarface, you know what I mean? Wonderful. People I grew up listening to that made me want to rap, you know. I was a fan of X-Clan and still am. Still a fan of Ice Cube, still a fan of Scarface, man. So Killer, it holds a special place in my heart.
And collabos, Psychology 101 with Chino XL, Crooked Eye, Crazy Bone. They just keep coming. k.o.d with 3-6 Mafia, King Gordy, and then The Gates, Mixed Plate with Devin the Dude and Glasses Malone, Lost Script Seepage continued from k.o.d, and Mixtape with XXL, hosted by DJ Who Kid, and put on by Funk Flex and NYC.
it keeps growing, man. That's what that means. It keeps growing, you know, with all the features you just named, all the albums, Devin the Dude and Crazy Bone and Who Kid mixtape was my very first mixtape. I never did a mixtape. I never ever thought I needed to do a mixtape, but Double XL, Vanessa said, you need a mixtape. That's how we do it out here in New York. You want more fans, you need to do this. I'm going to hook you up with Who Kid. You're going to do the beats he sends you. I was like, okay, Mom. So they sent me beats that I wouldn't regularly choose. And we did them wonderfully. And next thing you know, I'm in New York with Funk Master Flex at BB King's. He asked me to perform, and we did a stand-up job, and he loved it. He called me and gave me accolades as I was leaving the next day to go back to Kansas City, you know what I mean? Wonderful days, man, you know what I'm saying? The artists are going to keep on changing every album. You know what I'm saying? On my rock and roll album, Kibosh, Killing America's Beliefs on Society's Hoods, I'm going to go for Jay-Z and Rick Ross on that, on my rock album. You know, I want to hear niggas get militant. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear niggas use their brain, you know what I'm saying? And I know them two cats got brains. And they're just going to keep on changing, man. You're gonna, maybe you'll see me with Janelle Monáe, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you'll hear a song with me and Mint Condition on my new album, you know what I'm saying? I just love beautiful music, and the music has to speak to me and tell me those artists are supposed to be on it. I just don't throw cats on music. The music has to speak to me. When I heard I Love Music, I heard Kendrick Lamar and Uber Geek on it. I'm like, yeah, I love music. I love it. Save your life, you know what I'm saying? If we didn't do music, it'd be horrible out here, man. You know what I'm saying? If we didn't have, can you imagine the world with no music, man? No time to escape through music. We'd probably kill each other. You know?
And your DVDs, N9ne Experience, Psychumentary, Strictly Strange, the k.o.d tour, It Don't Stop. Elaborate on the dedication and inspiration to capture what you've already achieved.
My DVDs, man, we have a new one coming out. It's called our European DVD, and like I was telling you, I got to visit Jim Morrison's gravesite, you know what I mean, and drink Jack with Jim. You're gonna see that on the European Tech DVD. It's called Eurotech DVD, and it just keeps growing, man. It's a blessing because the fans keep coming. You know, that means we're doing something correct, because if it was whack, man, they wouldn't return with friends. Like, I hear them say, you gotta see this. You gotta see this texture. You know what I mean? So it's a big thing, and we're gonna keep it moving. All we have to do is stay alive to be able to see all this, to enjoy the fruits of our labor. And I'm seeing it right before my eyes grow like a forest fire, and it's a wonderful feeling.
And the longest trip, craziest tour, and the most insane fan that you've ever met?
Oh my goodness, man, that's an insane question. All my fans are insane. You gotta be insane to listen to N9ne, right? You know what I mean? Can't really. I see a lot of people, man. I go all over the world. I can't really pinpoint. Oh well, it was a guy in Minnesota banging his head on the front of the stage as I was doing cycle bitches. He started bleeding, and we picked him up. We took him to the back and like, no, we don't want you to do that to our music. We don't want you to kill yourself. He's banging his head on the stage. He was in the front row, like, boom, and it's bleeding, it's gushing everywhere. I'm like, dude, stop bleeding on my stage. Come up here. So during the intermission, we took him back, and Chris Calico was like, dude, you're not supposed to kill yourself at our show. We understand you love our music, but don't kill yourself. Oh, I love you, man. There's blood everywhere. Take this motherfucker to the hospital. Now you're going to miss the show. That's the one I remember.
And many collabs to do, from Eminem, Mystical, DMX, Tyler the Creator. And what up with the Scale Breakers?
I just did a song with the Scale Breakers called Let It Ride. I'm supposed to shoot the video tomorrow because I wrote it right before this tour. It's dope. I would love to work with Mystical. I think they all know it. I have a beat for Mystical. I got a beat for DMX. I had them all for all 6s and 7s, but they all couldn't fit. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. They're going to come. Sooner than later, you know?
And the best music video you've made, and your cut with Snoop and E40, Pornographic. And as well as with E40, Fried.
How you know about all that new stuff, man?
I'm the archivist, you know what I'm saying?
It was wonderful getting the beat for Pornographic. At first, when I first heard it, I wanted me, Snoop, and Nicki Minaj on it, but I was scared to ask her. I already did the song with Wayne on my album, you know, and I was going to have Wayne get with her and say, hey, do this verse, but I didn't even want to ask Wayne to ask her. I was scared because I totally adore her. So maybe I'll get up enough courage to ask her on the next album if I hear a beat that says her name. But I got E40 instead, so I'm on the song with two bosses. So it's three bosses on the song. It's me, Snoop, and E40, a song called Pornographic, and we all get to let you know what we think Pornographic is. E40's is really raunchy, man. You know what I'm saying? E40's verse is raunchier than mine is sexually suggestive. You can play mine, you know what I'm saying? You ain't about to hear 40's verse on the radio.
And the deeper meaning to the 6s and 7s and the tattoos.
The meaning behind all 6s and 7s, it comes from playing craps. They say if you're all or at 6s and 7s that you're confused or crazy to put that much money on one thing. But when you look it up, the meaning for it is in a state of confusion and disarray. And I've always been in a state of confusion spiritually, wonder if God is listening to my cry when I'm telling him that my mom is damn near dying, you know, and I just need to know if my prayer is working, you know what I'm saying, confused. And the world is in disarray right now. Whenever you hear about them thinking that the government's gonna break down or whatever, you know, everything's in disarray. You know what I'm saying? When people are celebrating death, any kind of death of a man. And I saw the newspaper out there said, burn in hell, and had its, I was like, whoa, I'm living in this world where hatred and shit is celebrated. I'm an angel, so I truly believe that if you do something really horrific, that karma is a motherfucker too. So true indeed, if that's the man behind 9/11, something that massive will happen to you, because I believe in karma. But it just makes you look around at the world like, damn, we're celebrating death all over again. And you know, maybe that means the world is ran by evil men. I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? People said I was an evil man. They said I was a devil worshiper when I'm the angel. You know. But if the world is ran by evil men, of course they're going to point the finger at the person that's giving all the love. They don't want you to teach them love. So with the technicians, I try to teach them love. A lot of people call and they say, oh, the pledge, I'm not pledging to no man. Tech.9ne made up a pledge. It wasn't a pledge for a man. It was a pledge of being proud of being a part of elite music that's made by a man named Tech.9ne, you know. And it's about love. And I don't expect everybody to follow it or have to feel like they have to do it to be down with this movement. But for the people that do, I appreciate it because I made it out of love, and I made it to click us up in the midst of a war. You know what I'm saying? We might need each other one day.
Your thoughts on the Illuminati?
No thoughts at all. I would never give anything to a man that tells me, okay, I'll let you know where all the money is, but you got to follow me, and if I need you for anything, you be there. I don't know what he might need me for. You know what I'm saying? I like women. What if it's gay?
And on the record, 6s and 7s, one of your best collabs ever with all these artists, from Lil Wayne to T-Pain, Deftones, with Degree the DE, Mint Condition. You did a dubstep cut as well. What can we expect at your very best? And production from Soul Eternity, Willpower, and Justice League.
This album is going to make all the non-believers say, oh, okay. I didn't think that he was good. I thought he was that devil worshiper guy that everybody talks about. You know what I'm saying? That black dude with the face paint, and, you know, got all the white people at his shows, and you know. I think this album's going to make people say, oh, really? I didn't know he was talented like that. I've been knowing for years. It's not a big head thing or nothing like that. It's just I pay attention to music. And when you're doing music, you tend to think, oh, my shit's way better than that. Some people think that, you know what I'm saying? But I can actually prove it, you know, just by putting out a song. You know, like, you can't out-rap me, motherfucker. A lot of people say, oh, you got a really nice stage show, as to say my rhyme skills ain't up to par. I'm like, nigga, you cannot do what I do on that stage lyrically. Not many can. Ask Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes is one of the only motherfuckers that can go on after us. Busta Rhymes can go on after us. Lil Jon, I think Lil Jon can go on after us. Method Man and Redman can go on after us. There ain't many that can go on after us. I'll tell you that for true.
And the creation behind the record, how long did it take you to make this project?
Somebody asked me that earlier in my interview I did this morning. I said, I have no idea, because I'm writing my life. I really never put a time frame on it. It had to be like a month and something maybe. I don't know, man. You know, I'm sizzling. I remember I got the first beat, I was in Monaco. We were off for 5 days. We were the only young guys in Monaco looking for a fun time, and we're buying 80-year-old women drinks because we were bored. I mean, we ain't got no wrong problem with 80. They were on the nude beach, you know what I'm saying? 80 years old, nude on the beach. Like, hey, you want a drink? You know what I'm saying? And I chose my first beat in Monaco. You know what I'm saying? We were like coming from Paris, maybe. I don't know. We were driving from Paris, maybe. I don't know what it was. And we drove through Italy. It was so beautiful. We stayed 5 days in Monaco, and they were sending me beats, you know. And I chose This Is Hip Hop. One song I did off of All 67s with Lynch Hung, and another beat that's on the album called Overtime. Those were the first beats I bought. And I know I was over there like last year, so that's all I can say.
And the biggest crowd that you've ever rocked?
Biggest crowd I ever rocked is in Denmark. Every time I go, it's a festival called Roskilde Festival. I did it first with LOC over there, Liam O'Connor and Uso, all my hip-hop partners over there. 60,000 people came.
And the best hip-hop memory you've been part of or contributed to?
I've been a part of a lot of things. Doing a song with Tupac called Those Get Lonely Too.
And anything to say to Canada and your fans worldwide?
To Canada, I'm almost done with these shows. 15 shows, I think this is my 14th. I have one more show. So we Canuck the fucking industry. And we're hoping that the Canucks win. And to all my fans, together we are a powerful force. As one, mind, body, and soul. Let no evil enter, no attempt to reduce us because of the beliefs we hold. And with this love, combined with our strength, we ward off pain and stress. Technician I am, wholeheartedly, in life and in death. N9ne.
And anything to add to this piece of real history for hip-hop music as a whole and the culture?
I think I just said it.
You got any shouts?
A shout to God for giving me the ability to do the things I do lyrically in this game we call hip hop. Without it, I wouldn't breathe. I wouldn't be alive. I wouldn't have fans. It's so wonderful to have fans. The people that adore you for what you write. And you're not knowing when you're sitting in your basement just writing it, laughing at yourself, you know, that it's going to spread. You want it to spread, and you plan for it to spread, but you have no idea how quick it will. It's been a slow roll for N9ne, and I wouldn't want it no other way. Thank God for hip-hop.
And I want to deeply thank Strange Music, Cross-Eyed Joe, and Corey on behalf of the 3 years I've had to push and sit down and document this with you, Mr. N9ne, and it has been one of the biggest dreams, and I want to thank you sincerely from my heart.
Thank you, man.
And this is the Archivest, and you already know the name, y'all.
The Archivest gives some fucking wonderful, extensive, like, information videos, man. It's like, I can say that I don't get many interviews like this. Wonderful things, man. It's real relaxed, you feel me? You do your research, brother. It's a wonderful thing. A lot of motherfuckers like, hey man, I really don't know nothing about you, so can you tell the world who you are? N9ne. Much love to the Archivest.